Hi, I'm Joanne Queenie. I am the Vice President on our new Board of Directors for our new nonprofit, We Breathe Wellbeing Soul Sanctuary, and I'm honored to be part of this new journey. I've actually been on my own transformation journey for the past few years, and I'm actually here at gorgeous Canyon Ranch in Lenox, Mass, where I started my transformation about 5 years ago in focusing on self-care. And what I've learned here is just amazing, and I don't feel like a lot of people know what's out here, what's available, what services, what offerings, what support structure, community. And I feel our nonprofit is going to provide people the opportunity to get exposed, to really come together and know that there are people, there are services, there are programs, there are retreats that are open and going to be available for them. So as we embark on this, we're going to learn together, we're going to grow together, and we want to capture people from all walks of life, single moms, parents, couples, our emerging adults, and I do think our children at all ages can really learn about meditation and mindfulness and open them up to the possibilities of self-healing. So I'm excited to be here and hoping everybody can support our cause. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna, and I am one of the young adults participating in the Soul Sanctuary nonprofit. You know, when I was asked about joining this incredible opportunity, it sparked my interest because mental health is something that I truly feel has made a difference in my life. I've really been learning and educating and opening my heart to different types of mental health modalities, as well as trying to discover locations where I could figure out what I really need internally, externally, physically, mentally, and emotionally, as well as spiritually.
Well, I've definitely just realized like how much I like the comfort of like knowing things, and I think the pandemic like was the total opposite of that. I think it just makes me more like grateful for daily life, because everything was just like taken from us like so fast, and we weren't like sure of like when it was gonna come back. So I think it's just made me like really think about like the little moments, like everything that we kind of like took for granted beforehand, and just made me realize like how much like that actually means to me and like how important it is in our day-to-day lives. I think it's made me a little bit more like aware and a little bit more like in tune with my mental health, just because like I feel like during it like everyone was very like anxious and just uncertain about like what was gonna happen. So I think it just made me more aware of like other people and my own mental health.
Hi, my name is Christine Scuban. I am the secretary on the We Breathe Wellbeing Soul Sanctuary Board of Directors. And I was so excited when Jen asked me to be a part of this board of directors for this amazing initiative that she has begun. I feel very strongly that the mental health in our country has taken a turn for the worse. And I see it even more with our young adults, our emerging adults, as they're coming in out of high school into college and getting into the real world. I feel that we just don't have the tools that they need in place as a society to really function. And I think this nonprofit is going to be a really big help and a huge thing for our community as we get it going.
Before the pandemic and during the pandemic, I would say I was pretty mentally weak, you know. And then after I realized that I'm the only one that's gonna save me, so I decided to, I guess, step up and man up, as they say, kind of go after things and get it myself. And then that has gave me a new outlook on life, to not wait for things to come, but to be proactive, not reactive. 100%, I think the barrier of just being a man and kind of having to go through life, taking all the shots as a man, just kind of, yeah, just having to be a man through all the mental health, because as men, you know, you're kind of supposed to rub some dirt on it, take it on the chin and keep walking, but, you know, we need to lean on each other and support each other.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica LaMontagne and I am a social media content coach and I am the chair of the social media and marketing committee for We Breathe Wellbeing Soul Sanctuary. I was truly honored to be asked to be a part of the board for this nonprofit. Personally, I have benefited so much learning about self-care, what that means, what it looks like. I have learned about mindset and manifestation and all of these tools and techniques and strategies to overcome the overwhelm of life. I realize that there are so many people that are living with anxiety, depression, suicide ideation. I personally know many people who have been affected, having benefited from all of these practices that can help combat those emotions. I know how necessary it is, but I also know that society itself puts a stigma around it, but also lacks the education and the resources for people who need it the most. I know that We Breathe Wellbeing Soul Sanctuary, it's going to help so many people who didn't even realize how many resources are actually out there to help you. And for that reason alone, I know how many lives it will touch positively and impact positively. I'm very excited to see the transformation, not only within everybody who's involved, but the ripple effect it's going to have throughout the community.
The biggest worry in my life right now is probably just the transition from like my life at home and then going to college. I get really stressed out when it comes to like time sometimes. Like when I know I have something to do, like I'll just be thinking about it all up until it happens. And I feel like that like prevents me from doing a lot of things sometimes. Like if I know I have an event at like 4 p.m., it makes it really hard for me to like do things before that because I feel like I just always have to be ready for it, even though it could be like noon and I still have 4 hours before it. I cope with stress and anxiety. I like to talk to my friends a lot. Like I always call them and just like tell them about like what's going on. I also like to work out to kind of like relieve like physical stress, like hopefully that like, and it kind of helps me mentally too.
Hi, my name is Joan Perry, and I've been a clinical social worker for the past 30 years. I'm also a mom to two 20-somethings, so I've witnessed firsthand how many people have really been struggling lately with anxiety and depression. I also know how life-changing it can be to learn mindfulness techniques, meditation, yoga, and therapy in an environment that connects you to nature, to the ocean, and to community. Many of you have heard the term neuropathways. It's really just a fancy term for connecting memories or experiences to your body and brain. Neuropathways can be traumatic, but they can also be soothing, calming, and pleasurable. As an EMDR therapist, I've witnessed firsthand how processing difficult memories while reinforcing calming or joyful memories can transform everything for people, from their perception of themselves to their perceived safety to a new sense of autonomy. So when Jen asked me to be part of We Breathe Soul Sanctuary, a nonprofit retreat center, I thought, what better way to create lasting, durable memories for people who would not otherwise have access to this kind of environment. Soul Sanctuary will create the healing environment for people to connect a powerful, lasting experience of calming themselves when anxious or tapping into that joy when they're feeling sad. Reinforcing this experience with a beautiful, nurturing environment, with nature, with the ocean, with community. This kind of experience can be a reference point for people in their daily lives. They'll remember in their bones the feeling of being safe, calm, connected, and joyful. So thank you, Jen, for the opportunity to make your vision a reality. Providing a healing space for people will have a rippling effect on so many lives. I can't wait to see what happens next.
So I was a psychology major, and I was really fascinated with the idea of human behavior and how we interact in society, as well as, but then I realized that I really had a creative side too. So I joined a class that combined mental health with art. So art therapy was fantastic, and I really enjoyed that because I learned a lot about the aspect of being vulnerable and open through poems, through painting, through drawing, through different types of, and breath work is one of the main common modalities that I've used throughout this year.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Tracy and I am so excited to be here with you today to share that I have been appointed to be on the board of directors for an incredible new nonprofit organization called We Breathe Wellbeing Soul Sanctuary. I am so delighted to be working with such incredible people on such an awesome mission. About 5 years ago, I decided to really focus on myself, on my mind, my body, and my spirit, and started going away to a fabulous place called Canyon Ranch, where I learned how to meditate, learned how to focus on what's important in my life so I could be stronger to come back and focus on my career and focus on what's important, which is my family and my friends. This organization is so powerful, and it's going to bring so much to the youth of today, to those that are, in their, mid-20s, early 30s, those that are almost there for retirement, and those that are in their later years. This is all about, giving people the tools in their tool belt to be successful with their own mind, their own body, and their own spirit. So I look forward to sharing more as time goes along, but I just wanted to give a quick introduction and say hello, and I can't wait for the journey ahead.
I guess my biggest worry in life is not living every day to my fullest potential, and when that final day comes, meeting the man who judges and he shows me a billboard of a person that I don't recognize with all these great things that I was supposed to do and that's supposed to be me, but because I didn't apply myself to the fullest, I wasn't able to become the best version of myself. I'm just worrying about paying for school, I guess, and making my family proud. That's really it. Whenever I'm feeling like I'm a little too caught up in my head, like I said, I do some push-ups where I get to working out. We'll play basketball, we'll play some sports to get my mind off things. But not only am I looking for distractions, I do have people that I can talk to about, these real feelings that I have.
I just think overall, mental health, I think it's the way that it's portrayed, in society, people think it's a bad thing if you need help with your mental health. But so there's a lot of embarrassment almost around it, if you need specific counseling or therapy for something. But I think that it's important that we try to break that barrier, because a lot of people don't receive help because they're just embarrassed to admit they need help. I just think emerging adults need more support from more community-based support. I think a safe space would be a place where everyone's welcome. I feel like it needs to be an atmosphere that nobody feels judged. I feel like you can walk in there and just feel a welcoming sense, and just feel these people are really here to support you and guide you and give you advice if you need it, or just help you kind of go through your day-to-day struggles.
My name is Kathy Slack. I am an integrative psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and I have decided to become part of this wonderful endeavor because I truly understand the need to address mental health care in a more whole and integrative way, in just a method of addressing people's needs more deeply. Mental health is physical, it's biological, it's spiritual, and it's important that we really open up our minds and understand that that is what we need to be talking about. There is not one aspect that can truly address this problem. We need to look at every aspect and understand what resonates with individuals. It's important at every age. It's important for young adults, children, adolescents, adults, elderly. Every single human being needs to care for themselves and their mind and their wholeness and their mental health. And I truly believe in this endeavor. I am excited to be a part of it. It is an opportunity to really do a good thing in a meaningful way, and I'm excited at what the future holds.
I think it really comes with taking the time to understand yourself and not worrying too much about the crowd around you and wanting to fit into that crowd, really focusing on fitting into yourself before you go into that other crowd. And a good source to keep that balance is meditation, I think, or just taking time to just breathe and be in the present moment.
I'm telling you, mindfulness and other types of mental health modalities if you infuse that into your life, it'll make a difference for sure.